Well, Mitch is going to disappear. Evening, everyone.
I'll say good afternoon, good evening.
Unfortunately, the host is out in the sticks, so he has got some awful reception. Welcome to Where the Owls Sleep and the Parliament. As I've already said, Mitch is having a few technical issues, but he'll be with us in a sec. How you doing, Shay?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yourself?
Well, apart from hating football, I'm having a lovely old time, mate.
I still hate football. I'm no different to you at the moment. Weirdly, a half decent result, and yet I've still got the royal ump. So yeah, I can feel your pain.
That's what Spurs do to you, mate.
Yeah. Well, put it this way: I couldn't even give these tickets away, so I ended up going.
Oh, nice one. I mean, I'm sure Mitch will make me go through the pain of talking about West Ham in a little bit. But on the comedy side, seeing Traore just throw
Mate, that doesn't even do it justice. It's João Pedro who pushes him and then realises all the mistakes he made in his life when he turns around.
Do you know
it was like watching a Friday movie, like Debo turned around and he absolutely dropped it.
Do you know where it was? It's the closest we'll ever get to when Di Canio turned around to Winterburn and Winterburn went,
That is literally one of my favourites as well.
We were just killing time till you got back with us, Mitch.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. The intro was on loop, kept resetting itself. I had no idea what was going on. Yeah, but hey, here we are. I don't know what you've said so far, but tonight, welcome back. Where the Owls Sleep, Era Wars. Tonight, we're going to get into the team of the 2020s. We're going to piece together an 11 of who we feel make up the best 11 from the just over 5 years that we've had so far in this decade. And then at the end of the 4 weeks, once we've got 4 teams, we are going to put them against each other. So, as you may have known, I'm glitching ever so slightly this evening. So, if things run a little bit slow, it's all my fault because I'm on scatty internet down in Cornwall. But we'll start from the back and work our way forward. Goalkeepers. I'm just pulling up random images as we go, but everybody's going to have their own idea of who they feel needs to be in goal for this one. But hey, let's go with it. Who wants to go first?
Go on, Drew. You played in goal loads.
What? I put gloves on. You know what? I kind of run through. Weirdly, I was talking to Ellis about it because I kind of the 20 to 25 is a bit of a blur. And outside of Allison and Edison, I thought of Martinez. The one I'd probably pick for myself, just Pickford, but England Pickford, maybe not Premier League Pickford. Yeah. But Pickford he's solid all the way around. I think probably more consistent than the others. You know, they've kind of Edison's gone now, Allison's kind of disappeared, come back in the fold. Pickford's never shied away, and he barely misses any games. He's kind of Mr. Consistent goalkeeper, and he's the kind of goalkeeper I would want in the team. An absolute nutcase you don't stop talking. So for me, I'd have to go Pickford, unfortunately.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Pickford, a little bit of an outside shout from the off. I like it.
It really is. But I like your distinction of England Pickford and Everton Pickford.
It's miles different, so yeah.
Yeah, although
I just think
I was going to say he's got a lot more consistent for Everton over the years as well.
Yeah. Oh, he's got better at Everton. He's got closer to his England form with Everton. But because he plays, I think if he played for another team, if he went to a United or an Arsenal or somewhere, he would have pushed on. You know, and credit where he was staying at Everton, kind of through thick and thin, because he could have jumped ship. As England goalkeeper, he could have gone. And yeah, I quite like him. And I do like a goalkeeper should be a character. He should be a nutcase. So he perfectly fits that bill. So yeah, have to go for Pickford. As much as it probably don't make sense. FIFA rankings are probably killing me along those lines, but yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's just what you like as a goalie, isn't it? Like you can't really say he's made loads and loads of mistakes throughout the years, so he's got to be in the conversation just based on that. And he's in a team that faces a lot of shots.
Well, look at some of the saves he makes. You know, take England away. Some of the saves he makes for Everton, yeah, they could have got battered in some games. He's held on to games by himself. Yeah, he makes mistakes, but even looking at the 4 goalkeepers there, which of them haven't made mistakes? Ray has probably had his best season this season. Outside of this season, he was a bit of a calamity last year. You know, they've all got mistakes in them. Martinez, especially this year, he's one of my favourite goalkeepers. But
really,
yeah,
I can't stand him. I think
no, that's why. Because you can't stand him. Because you think if he played for your team, you'd love him. Outside, he's an arse, and I think that's why. Taking that kind of bias to one side, I think you'd love to have him on your team.
Do you know what? I'd rather have Fabianski. Pink Fabianski, to be honest. I genuinely think Martinez is overrated.
Is that your call? You're going to have Fabianski?
No, it's not. No, it's not. I was going to. I mean, come on. Straight away, I was like, well, keeper sorted. I'd just go Becker because he's still there. He's still playing further into the 20s.
Yeah.
It's weird though because I always liked Edison more because every now and then he'd do that zinger and you go, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Like, but then you sort of, I think all that footballing ability he has masks some of the absolute clangers he drops at times. Whereas you would say Alisson Becker's just been consistent through the years.
Yeah. Can't grumble that.
Maybe by the end of the 20s, maybe Raya will be in with more of a shout. Like if they, consistently keep getting second place, like he could definitely be up there.
Let's hope not.
Early cheeky dig as Arsenal take control of the Premier League, but hey,
it's Samir's fault for not being there.
Yeah, exactly. You're not here to defend yourself; you just have to listen and suffer. So shame on you. I don't think I can really raise anyone outside of these 4 that's got a legitimate shout. Like the Pickford shout, I get. I'm not a massive fan of Pickford, maybe because he's had a few more ricks against us than he has against most teams. Again, I'd probably just go Alisson, all-round goalie. He's got some assists. I think he's even got a goal in the Premier League. Decent shot stop.
I don't know actually.
I think he's got. I think he scored for Liverpool at least. I'm not sure. It might not be in the Prem, but I'm sure he scored for Liverpool. And he's had some like incredible one-off days. I know it wasn't in the Prem, but him against PSG last season is one of the best goalkeeping displays I've seen in a long time. So
yeah,
that would have been my choice.
No, I can't argue with it. Like I said, he was there for me. Something different, I suppose.
You wanted someone that was a little bit more of a dickhead.
Yeah, it fits perfectly with every player I picked.
You've just gone with a team of dickheads.
Spurs 11.
I have. I've just gone with absolute douchebags.
Becker has got a goal for Liverpool. I haven't found out what year it was yet, though. But he's definitely got one.
Yeah, I remember him scoring one. I'm sure it was a header late on against someone. Well, why would it be anything else? But hey. Actually, no, something tells me it might have been like a mad volley, I don't know. I can't fully choose. So as me and Stocky have gone for Alisson, it looks like Shuey's been overruled on his Pickford shout from the off. Works quite well when there's an odd number of us because we can't actually.
I was going to say.
Unless it's 1-1-1.
Well, we're going to have to do that at some point now just to be contrary.
Yeah. It won't surprise me if it doesn't take too long at all, to be honest. Where should we go next? This one's got 2 images. Let's go right back. So we'll start with the obvious 2 you think of as right back. One of them probably is very early 20s. Trent has gone to Real Madrid now, but he has been exceptional for the time. They're the obvious 2. The other image I also wanted to bring up. By the way, these aren't me picking the players in the image. It's me picking the best image I can find when I'm on Google Images. So there's certain players in here who shouldn't be in it. But
I wonder who out of this one. In post, can we just put Vladimir Sufal on the right-hand side, please?
I should have just copied someone over the top, like a Kieran Trippier or someone, just anybody.
Well, I'd say Trippier would be a better shot than Porro.
Yeah, he probably would.
Definitely.
But where I've been, obviously I'm travelled down to Cornwall today. I haven't had time to fully pick.
That's all right.
A bunch and pieces.
You just pick your favourite right backs. It's fine. We'll just work around it.
Oh, not sure. Only 2 of these probably would have been in there out of the 5 that we picked, to be fair. So one of them I don't think's been here long enough, which is Timber. Reece James would have probably been in. He's in with a shout for my team. I think he's, when fit, is easily the best right back we've got. I don't actually think it's much of a shout for England. Yeah, and the other one that would have been Trent for me, because of just how he plays and how we've seen Liverpool have quite a decline since he's been gone. I think a lot of that is down to how creative he is from the position. They would have been my 2 that were battling out for it. But what were your 2 thoughts on right backs? And is there anybody who hasn't been shown in a picture who you would have thrown in?
Go on, Stubbs.
I'd say, put it like this: Walker's definitely not getting in the 20s. I reckon he'll have a better shot of the 10s.
Yeah,
but he's still he's never been flavour of the month for me. To be honest, I don't think you can look past between Reece James and Trent. If you were to do a poor man's version, though, someone who's genuinely within the shot is Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah,
I think he's a very consistent fullback. Like, I'm not saying he's of the caliber of James and Alexander-Arnold, but do you know what? He's not a million miles off, and he's a cracking defender, which is seldom found in fullbacks these days.
I was going to say, I think he's the best defender out of everyone we've named. Just out and out, if you sit in a flat back 4, I think he's the best defender by far.
Very good.
I think it's very close between him and Timber.
Oh, do you know what? Timber's really going to go on, and do you know what? Even though he plays for Arsenal, I don't find him that annoying. I find him quite a great in player. Like, you know, them players that feel like they're overly aggressive, but are ready to drop themselves. Yeah. But I still think he's a good player, which I'd say I can't speak highly enough of, because when people do that, I'm like, this person's not for me. Like, your attitude is just as important as your ability, but he's really good. Like, up and down the full 90. Yeah, I've been properly impressed with him since he's joined Arsenal.
Yeah, I think he's been mustard. Injury aside, where he missed pretty much a full season, he's played both sides. He's played centre-back a few times. Very solid defensively, gets forward quite well. Don't think he's that creative when he gets forward, but he gets forward quite well and he puts in some decent work. So, yeah, I think he's got to be in with a shout. I'm still torn between the original 2, though.
No.
Do you want to try and put up a case for Porro there, Shui?
No. Not defending that. Like I said to you before, I had Trent and Walker, and you're probably right. Walker, the 10 years before, would probably be a better shot. But yeah, just on face value, we're talking about solid seasons. I don't think you really beat Trent. There's a reason he got that big money move, and like I said, there's a reason Liverpool struggled to replace him. I just think he's maybe not the best go at like defending, which is weird to say for a fullback, but you can't knock his quality going forward. And he put that much pressure going forward that he didn't need to defend much, because he made them defend him rather than having to defend it himself. So, yeah, as much as I am fairly biased and I don't care for Timber, I'd still pick Trent, unfortunately.
Okay. Fair enough. I personally would probably just edge Reece James, just because I think he's the best, by far the best English fullback we've got, and he does a bit of everything. I know he has a lot of injuries, but now he's.
I think that's what stops it, because he hasn't had that consistency though. I've never really seen him have that consistency enough. Like every time I seem to think of him in the season, he's injured. You know, I can't think of a season where he's got all the way through, and I think that's probably why I don't think to pick him. I think if you just look on straight talent, yeah, he's probably in that top 2. But if you can't, if you can't play the games, you can't play the games. I just don't see enough of him.
Yeah, do you know what?
Fair point.
I agree with Shu. As we're going to like the I know. Broken clocks right twice, mate. Because we're doing like the 20s, you would say Alexander-Arnold's been more prominent through the 20s. But if, to be honest, much like Mitch, I do prefer Reece James, and I really hope he has an injury-free next 6 months, and then he goes and has a cracking tournament in the summer. Because I really think he really brings a lot for England. I'm not sure the way his style will fit with Chelsea, because they're just bananas, aren't they? But it's a World Cup year, and like every time I just think of England. He's better in midfield when put in midfield than Trent as well.
Yeah, I think, like me said, I think he's the best all-rounder. If you're just talking straight talent, he's the best all-rounder. But I think if I had to pick one for consistency, unfortunately, Trent.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you there, mate. I'll probably plumb for Trent now.
Okay, Trent it is.
Sorry, Mitch.
Trent Alexander-Arnold goes in at right back. Right. Where we go? Let's go here. There's definitely. I've only got one image for this one, but there's going to be names missing off the list. Again, first image I came to that kind of half suited. Left back. These are more current left backs that are performing quite well. Obviously, you've got other names in there like your Luke Shaws, and actually, there's not really been that many left backs, has there? Robertson, of course, yeah. So there's a few other names to chuck in there. So, Stocky, do you want to lead us off?
Do you know what? I really appreciate having Cucurella in there, actually. I was having a conversation with someone at work about this today. He's actually a really good fullback, and Chelsea are noticeably poorer when he's not there. He's just an utter prick.
Yeah.
It's probably rates him high. In the Shuey index, that probably puts him over the edge. It gets him winning it for sure. But he's a really good footballer. He was at Brighton. He's still underrated at Chelsea, really. He's just got this as we saw at the weekend, and me and Shu was talking about earlier, just getting lobbed aside by Traore because he's just a shit, like diving on the ball to kill it and things like that. Kind of detracts from how much of a good footballer he is.
You can't really take away the fact that he's played for Spain for a very long time, or a rather long time as well now. So it just shows that he is a very good player.
Also, on the underrated scales, I'd say it's Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember what show we spoke about him. It might have been Saturday night on Badge versus Badge, but it's been underrated for a long time. Luke Shaw, he's such a solid left back, and probably one of England's better, if not best, option at the minute. He's just a good, solid footballer.
Yeah. He is, and he also another one that can pivot from playing at left back to playing left of a free if needs be, and but again, does he not fall into the Reece James bracket a little bit of
absolutely?
when he's fit, he's good.
Yeah.
But how often is he fit? I'm sure I saw a stat where it says that he's missed as many games for Man United as he's played since he signed. So if we're throwing that at Reece James, do we throw the same thing at Luke Shaw?
It's fair.
I think so. If you go by criteria, there's no difference in it, is there? In all honesty, you know what the pitch has done me, because I didn't think of Cucurella, but the more you look at it, he's probably been one of the most consistent in the league, and you don't like him.
No, and that's not because of Chelsea. He was really good at Brighton too.
Yeah, true.
Which kind of makes me want to vote for him more. Because you know, when you do teams like this, the best players tend to be at the biggest clubs. So, but he had a great body of work at Brighton, which sort of adds weight to his claim. Just to chuck it out there, would you say that Robertson was more on the decline in the 20s?
Maybe the last couple of years, but I don't know about as you went into the 20s.
He's sort of one us on the edge, because we're sort of 5 years in. How long would you say he's been the decline on? Because last season was probably the start of his decline, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we still got 4 good, solid years in the Prem, which has anybody else actually got 4 good, solid years? Like Luke Shaw's missed a load of games. Cucurella probably hasn't been as good as he has been for 4 years. Some of the new lads that are coming through, like Nico O'Reilly, Lewis Hall's only just breaking onto the scene, so you can't really chuck them into the mix.
I've got a name we could chuck in, like proper solid left back over 2 clubs. Lucas Digne.
Yeah. I always thought he was one you could get at, though.
Yeah, fair. But I just thought he's been all right. Who is he at before Villa? Was it Everton?
Everton, yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
I'll mention it. Go on, mate. I'll mention Stockett. I actually like Cresswell as a defender. I actually thought Cresswell was a tidy defender. If we're talking not just a left back, not setting the world on fire going forward, but just as a defender, I was like, he was my fantasy player, where he was constant points, 7s every week out of 10. Like, he's just Mr. Consistent.
Also, easily has the best left foot out of all the players we've mentioned.
Yeah,
that was an absolute one. All 3 kicks.
Yeah. But I had Robertson, I had Shaw. I think, like we said, the criteria for Shaw. Same as Robertson, I still put him up there. But the more you think about Cucurella, like you said, good work at Brighton, went to Chelsea, and he learned how to be nasty with it as well. You know, which, I can't stand the geezer, but again, you'd have him in your team. He's an absolute tool, but he just rattles people. That throwaway, when he throws him, he proper launches himself as well to make the most of it. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you've got to admire the shithousery.
Past as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you've got to admire it. You just the shithousery is top notch from him. So. Yeah, I think actually out of all of it, I think it makes me feel sick, because when I do fantasy football, I don't pick Chelsea or Arsenal players, but yeah.
Really?
You were the most Tottenham fan ever.
I have West Ham, but I will not touch Arsenal or West Ham Arsenal or Chelsea out of principle.
Mate, I think I'll judge you more for picking West Ham players this season.
Yeah, I don't. It's the fact that you're willing to pick West Ham players says a lot more about your knowledge of fantasy football than your loyalty to Tottenham.
I explained my Cresswell when Souček was always a winner for me, when I needed someone on the bench for cheap. He always racked up points. It's all up there, I'm telling you. But Cucurella for me, boys.
All right, so we've got one for Cucurella.
What are you saying?
I'm a little bit torn. I was a little bit torn until I remembered one of the names we just spoke about. For me, it's got to be Andy Robertson. It's just got to be. I think he's the standout left back over the last 6-7 years. Yeah, he's had a year where he's on the decline. Now he's in and out at Liverpool, but like we said earlier, he's still got 4 good years in the Prem out of the 5 that we've had so far.
Yeah.
One of them's a title winner. No, is that not 2 of them are title winners?
Ooh.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Didn't they win it
Oh,
COVID?
fair
Which
play
would
then.
have been 2020.
Yeah.
And they won it last year. So he's got 2 out of the 4 Prems that have been won in this period.
And then fair play then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
that's nailed it for me.
To be fair, he's a tool as well, so I can accept that. He's an absolute arse, but you've got to admire
he's
it.
Scottish, what do you expect? Comes with the territory. So, are we...
Yeah. I was bigging up Cucurella, but I don't like Cucurella because he's a tool. I don't like Robinson because he was really, really good.
Yeah, fair play.
Good way to put it, to be fair.
But
so, Robertson goes in.
Yeah.
Robertson goes in. Right. So, as it's the 2020s, we're going to go with what the kind of main formation has been, which is a 4-3-3, really. I think that's been the more dominant formation that we've seen. So, we'll end up with 2 centre-backs. Again, another random picture. Anybody else who's not in the picture can be chucked in there. Obviously, you've got the ones in the picture, which are Saliba, Van Dijk, Romero, Milenkovic, Kwanzaa, Guehi, Gabriel, and Diaz. There's a lot of other centre-backs that you could run through who could get honourable mentions along the way, like
Craig Dawson.
There is so many. Alan Dawson. But to be fair, for the seasons, the first 2 seasons that Eddie Howe took over, I would have chucked in like names like Fabian Schär just for the value and what we got out of him over the last 3-4 years. Like just as a rogue shout, I know it's a little bit of a biased rogue shout, but at Newcastle, the only team I watch every single week, and he's probably been our standout centre back in the 20s across the board.
Tell you what, though, in the second half of the 20s, could be Chow. Been really impressed with him this year.
Matt Chow. If Sven Botman stays fit, I stand by what I've said. He will be the best centre back in the world within the next 2 years. He's unbelievably good. He's just never bloody fit again, like we've said previously.
Do you know what? I picked these pretty quick.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Straight off Van Dijk and Gabriel.
Okay. Gabriel's definitely one of mine, and you can't really. Yeah, it's hard to look past Van Dijk. If we're going for one of the Arsenal 2, it has to be Gabriel. Just has to be. It can't be Saliba, I don't think.
Also, him and Van Dijk would work so well.
Yeah.
Him fearing.
Imagine how much of a shit day that would be for a striker to have them 2 dickheads. Like, you rock up to the game and you've got Van Dijk and Gabriel, double dickhead at centre back to try and score past. It's a long day for any striker paired up against them 2.
Gay goes really close though.
Yeah, he's hitting the form that he is. Another one that when you get to the end of the 20s, is he massively in the conversation?
Do you know what? I've always liked Diaz, but again, he's had like long time out with injuries. But that sort of held him back for me. Gay would be like my rubber dub. It'd be on the bench, which is harsh, but I don't think you can look past the credentials of the 2 I said. And you've got the goals from Gabriel too.
And Van Dijk as well, to be fair.
I suppose, yeah. My word, though, with some of these players, we're going to get so many bookings with this side. We're going to have to take that. Going to have to take that into consideration when we.
Don't mind a booking, though. Don't mind a booking.
This is more than one we're talking about here. To be fair, I had Van Dijk, I had Saliba, but then Gabriel. I think, like I said, the goals for Gabriel. Like, I think Saliba's a nicer footballer, but just for effectiveness and being an absolute tool and goals, it's Gabriel, isn't it?
He causes so much unrest from a set piece. You know, when someone's that dangerous, like you mentioned Souček earlier on.
Yeah.
Last couple of years at West Ham, he was such a pest in the box. It caused everyone else. It caused all the other defenders like you've got your man, but you still got half an eye on him.
Yeah.
And the ball just always ends up on Gabriel's nut, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think that's the other thing. Just in general, he's just a shit ass. He's constantly in people's ears. He's constantly upsetting people, whether he's defending the corner or going up for a corner. You just wouldn't want to play against the geezer. He wins for that.
I don't have words about him. You know, when the ball goes past him, as soon as it goes past him, his back arches, just hoping he's getting pushed. That's the only thing I really, really dislike about him. You can't go around clumping people and hitting the deck.
He's just playing the game, though, really, isn't it? As much as I hate that as well, it is just him trying to play the game.
He's very good at it.
I was going to say, everyone's started to do it now, though. I don't think there's many of them defenders you can say that if they get pushed the wrong way, they'll just go over in the hope that they get something out of it.
Yeah. I suppose the only one that's slightly different is Romero, because he'd fall over, then he'll try and kick someone afterwards for it.
The geezers, I can't even defend him. I can't. Like, every part of me, like centre back, wants to like the geezer. He's won the World Cup, he's done this, he's won the trophy with us. I watch him and I just think, oh, for Christ's sake, just stay at centre half, you arse. Like, he just goes bombing forward, and I think he thinks he knows better than everyone now. Like, he done it in that City game. All of a sudden, he's standing up front and chasing man goal kicks. He leaves, and he just wants to bite at people and go out of position, and then we concede, and they moan about everyone else. And the geezer's a bit of a liability. He's a lovely player when he's on it, but as soon as his head's gone, he's an absolute tool. And it don't surprise me that we done better when he come off, because it was a little bit calmer.
Yeah, he's make it calmer as soon as he comes off, to be fair.
This is the point. I actually don't think you can talk about all the centre backs in the Premier League. I don't think he's near any of the top 5 or 6. I would have Van der Ven over him any day, just as a defender.
I actually don't think he's meant to be a centre back. You know, not in a 2.
No, he would be better in a 3.
Back 3 or a full back. Like Holland play him, or Netherlands, whatever you want to call them. He just looks like he suits that a lot better. His whole thing of being centre back in a back 2 is based around his pace. And I've said it many a time, like the centre back that comes off the muddy pitch with the clean kit is normally the best one on the pitch, because he's in position and he's winning block tackles. He's not sliding about all over the place. He's anticipating and intercepting passes rather than going past him. And Van der Ven would be the guy that was just wet through with mud, because he slides all over the place.
It's definitely better in a 3. Go on, man.
I was going to say, he properly got sat down in that Birdie game, didn't he?
But that's happened to him a few times now. Like, Isaac turned him into a spinning top once for Newcastle.
Last season, he got 2, didn't he? Yeah.
He's turned him inside out a couple of times, and it's not even by doing a big skill. It's like, I'm going to half fake to shoot, and he just goes flying in, and it's gone. Like, it's just.
I will say, I'm not making this last season, though. We played such a high line that that's all he was there for, is just doing sprints. Like, he's literally just.
That's what we are.
That's who we are, mate.
I'm camping on the 18-yard box, mate. I'm going to play you. Good luck trying to get it over my head. I'm sorry.
High tower. So, is anyone? Are we all in agreement with them 2, or have we got a strong case for anyone else going in?
I don't think I could make too much of a strong case for picking anyone outside of them 2, to be honest.
No.
I think it would be hard to sort of go against what we said. Gabriel, I feel, is the key part of probably the best defence in Europe when it's together and functioning. They might not be it right now, but at the beginning of the season we saw it, and Van Dijk has probably been the standout defender. since he moved from Southampton to Liverpool, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And he's probably one that could potentially cross over and end up in 2 different teams. So,
fair enough.
Yes, I think now this is where it gets really interesting, because I've got 3 images because I couldn't find too many good ones. So I've just gone for 3 different ones. We'll scoot through them. We'll start here. And it's how we set this midfield up. Because it's a midfield 3. We can set it up in so many different ways, with a sitter, with a box-to-box, with a 10, 3 similar that just rotate. You could do all kinds of different things with it. So it brings so many different players into the mix that probably won't even be in any of these images. But there's just so many good midfielders in the Prem, really, when you look at it. Like, you've got these 3 here: Rice, Enzo, Rodri, Ballon d'Or Rodri, Caicedo, who's been in the conversation as one of the best in the Prem. Gravenberch, who was probably the best midfielder in the Prem last season. Who else have we got in images here? Bruno Fernandes, who I actually feel is probably one of the most underrated midfielders in the Prem. He's consistently, whether Man United are crap like they have been for a while, or now where they're actually starting to look pretty good, he's still always their best player, puts up similar numbers, creates goals, scores goals, falls into the shoey, bit of a dickhead factor. And then De Bruyne, as much as he was probably very early of the 2000s, I think we probably still did see some excellent Kevin De Bruyne in the first 2-3 years of the decade. So you can't really rule him out. And then there's honourable mentions across the board. But if anybody else has got honourable mentions, I'll let you 2 run with that.
Well, for honourable mentions, no, actually a bit more than that.
Yeah, even solid shouts. Like there's probably some more solid shouts that I've completely missed.
Bruno Guimaraes, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say the very least consistent. And also, you got to think of like the transformative effect that he had on that Newcastle midfield.
Yep.
Like, night and day. And do you know what? There's better, you'd say there's been good players around him, but you always know when he's not there.
Oh yeah, 100. Well, I'm pretty sure we still have never won a game that hasn't started due to injury. The only games we've won that he hasn't started, he's not started due to rotation. I think that's 7, 8, maybe 9 games now that we haven't won where he's missed due to suspension or injury.
Yeah, I genuinely, especially for the 20s, he's in the conversation. Full stop for me. I had a real tough time with this. Without giving the game away, I shoved De Bruyne out on the left just so I could try and get more players in the middle.
So you've gone De Bruyne as one of the left 3 of the attacking 3, yeah?
Yeah, I was just shoving him out there, just.
Gone full fantasy football. Yeah.
To be fair, why not? Why not? Just Kevin De Bruyne. If you need to shoehorn someone into a team, it's Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I found it really difficult because, like, again, I said it earlier on. You don't just want to pick the players that play for the biggest team. So straight away, I'd actually put Rice in there because he's had 2 good years at Arsenal. He had 3 good ones at West Ham, and which I saw him every week or every other week. And he really was the business. You always knew he was going to... I still say now that he's not at the destination, he's on the journey. He doesn't stay there forever. He can go up to Real Madrid if they would part with that sort of money. I think he can do that. Or say like Inter.
I don't think Inter would have the money for a Declan Rice, though.
No, unfortunately not. Then I was like, well, Rodri was a Ballon d'Or winning holding midfield player who run games in the Prem, and also come up with a lot of clutch goals.
Yeah, plenty.
Here's that one season where he got so many goals, sort of like last 5 stoppage time, and so impressive. And did they win 3 titles in that time? City,
Yeah.
on the band.
It would have been 2. It would have been the middle 2, wouldn't it? So it would have been 2001, and then 2021, 21-22. Who won 23-24 then? Was that them as well?
It was them as well. It's just been City,
So
isn't
it? Liverpool, City, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah. Cool.
So it's kind of hard to not have him in there because he really was the main man.
Who's your 3 then? If you was to have 3 in that midfield.
Well, I've still not decided because I really want Rice in there because I need some slight West Ham representation. But it's still Rodri, Fernandes, and Guimaraes. Like at the end, I put down Rodri, Fernandes, and Guimaraes, but I still feel like Rice needs to be in there a bit. So, but obviously, they're just the ones I thought of. Has anyone else got any suggestions? Again, Caicedo played very well at 2 different clubs.
Yeah. Caicedo's definitely in with a shout. He's definitely a name you've got to sort of throw in there. I don't think he... Do you know what? With Caicedo, for me, where he's more battling with Rodri for a spot, I think he then drops out.
Bit one-sided.
If we were talking 4-2-3-1, potentially could get in alongside of Rodri, but he's probably still not good enough going forward. But really in this, Caicedo's the middle of the 3, and he's battling against Rodri, and that's not even a question for me. As much as everybody's saying Rodri's legs are gone since the injury, let him get back up to speed because he's looking better even over every game he plays, he looks better. So give him 2 months and see where he is there. If he's still not back to his best then maybe his legs have gone a bit, but I don't think they have.
So what's your 3 then, Mitch? Who would you go for the 3? In what shape?
I've got a space. So mine's Rodri, and I would have to put my Bruno in there. Just because he's just exceptional for us. Every single he very rarely has a bad game. It's a joke. And he covers the most ground in the Prem pretty much every season since he's been here. He's creative, he scores goals. And he just gets it. He just gets Newcastle. He's like the perfect captain for me. And then the 3rd one. It's tough. It'd have to be KDB.
Yeah.
For me, it would just have to be. I wouldn't want to shoehorn him in anywhere else just to squeeze another midfielder in. Because for me, if you had Rodri, Bruno Guimaraes, and peak KDB, how do you really improve on that?
I mean, in an ideal world, I would go De Bruyne over Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, it's like Bruno Fernandes. I actually feel a little bit bad leaving him out because I know he gets a lot of stick from even Man United fans, which just baffles me. But he's a dickhead. But surely, as a Man United fan, he's your dickhead.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it?
He does.
I know. See, my 3's kind of between both of yours, but I'd have 2 3s depending on how you wanted to play. If you had 2 defensive and 1 more attacking, it's KDB with Rodri and Rice. Like Stock said, I think Rice, what he dragged West Ham through, trophy as well, and then on to Arsenal when he's pushed on. I don't think you can knock that. And then if you went attacking, you'd drop probably Rice because of Rodri with the Ballon d'Or, and you have Fernandes if you had 2 attacking. I didn't think of Newcastle's Bruno. It didn't occur to me, and it's a great shout. But I just think, I know we're saying about it's the bigger names and the bigger teams and everything, but the other players are just, I don't see how you miss out a De Bruyne or a Rodri. I just don't think you can. And Rice, I just think he's so You know, I hate Arsenal, I hate West Ham, I hate everyone, but I don't think you can really you can't deny either. You can't, and I've always kind of liked Rice, and it annoys me that I like him because he's so West Ham and then he went Arsenal. So if he's anything, he's anti-Tottenham. That's one thing we've learnt about him.
Well,
but
so is this
you can't knock him. Yeah, I know. But I just don't see how he misses out. And the fact that he still hasn't peaked, I think is the other thing for me. That he's still, like I said, Rodri's struggling, De Bruyne has left, Rice is still going strong. I don't see how there's any argument against him.
Fair enough.
I'm surprised he ain't in Stocky's solid 3 because, he made mine, to be honest.
I think.
So you've gone Rodri, KDB, Rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if we're all going, De Bruyne has to be in the middle. I'm De Bruyne, Rodri, and it's just the last one, and I'm really stuck between. Again, Bruno's out. That seems ridiculous though, because he's been so good for a long, long time in a poor side.
Yeah.
So so basically this decision falls upon which Bruno you go for or Rice. So if you pick the proper Bruno or Rice, it's a winner. If you pick the other Bruno, it's 1-1-1.
Or you pick Rice. But just saying, it took a lot for me to pick Rice. I'm just putting it out there.
Mate, you just tempted me to go someone else just to
exactly, yeah. It's just like, right, you've just picked Rice for no reason. It's your own choice. He didn't even get the team.
Yeah, I'm going somewhere completely different. Do you know what? I'm genuinely really stuck. This is where we could have done with more panel members because I could have just passed the buck. Could we not just put this on reservation to
phone a friend?
Yeah. I can't even do a survey because I know what you two have said.
And to be fair, I think anyone, if you pick any of the 3 players we're talking about, are solid. You know, I don't think there's any real argument. You wouldn't be gutted to have any of the combination of 3, would you?
No, not at all.
All right, let's work this out systematically as a group. We've mentioned what shape we play in. I'd say someone holding and 2 8s.
Yep.
Would we say we're doing that?
Yeah, well, mine would be set up 1 proper 8 and 1 more attacking 8.
All right.
So a proper 8 in Bruno G, and then the attacking 8 in KDB.
See, I'll do the same, but Rice. I think Rice is like just. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's defensive or like when he was at West Ham, he got forward more. As Arsenal, we sat more back. If you had a midfield 3 with Rodri behind him and KDB in front, he's the one that could do kind of everything. So just to make your life awkward, Stocky, we both agree on the same thing, but a different player. So, do you go with your head or your heart here?
Or Bruno Fernandes.
No, I'm going to try and make this team rodent free. So, sorry, bitch, I'm going to have to go Rice.
Don't need to apologise to me, mate.
I know he's still a good person deep down, and he loves West Ham more than he loves Arsenal.
Okay, so we do have a Rodri, KDB, and Rice. I don't know which side Rice and KDB are playing on. Fuckers. I was looking at it and was like, right, KDB's going left. Then you pick Rice, and I was like, no, Rice has to go left.
You know what? We've just said how good. Like, oh yeah, Rice is really good, but basically, you see the space De Bruyne leaves, you go there.
Yeah.
Like, you're amazing, but you do what he doesn't want to do.
You were the best water carrier ever in life.
Just starting 11 water carrier, that's all.
Okay. We went right back first, so let's go right-hand side of the front three.
This won't take long.
Sterling.
Who was you going to say? Jared Bowen, yes, Stocks?
No, no, my one's cut and dried, but I think Bowen actually deserves to be in the picture.
To be fair, the Bowen wasn't in any pictures for the right-hand side. For some reason, he was in pictures with mix of right and left. So he is in a picture. It just doesn't fall in the picture for the right.
Fair enough. You could say that over the 20s, he's brought more to the table than two of them.
Yes. Consistency-wise, I would say he would be the second best person in the picture.
Yeah. Obviously, would anyone say it's not Salah before we talk about everyone else?
No.
I've said it already. It's Sterling.
Why do you not like Salah, Sherry?
Nah, he's a tall bit. It's Salah. Yeah, I don't think you can ever argue that. It couldn't be Sterling. I can't even stand the geezer run.
I'd bet Sterling was going to be anywhere. It'd be on the other side.
You know what? I can't argue, actually. Bowen was one of the ones I wrote down. I think he's been, again, for West Ham, just super consistent every year. The most, you take Salah's ridiculous stats away for a few years, he's probably the most consistent right-sided player in the Prem.
I can't believe no one's mentioned Jacob Murphy. Fucking well. I left it there for you guys to throw it in there rather than it be a meal time. Jesus Christ. Let me down.
That's all right. So if it makes up, I've got Harvey Barnes on the net.
Yeah, I don't actually think there's much discussion around the right-hand side whatsoever. There's not even really any other honourable mentions other than the other three players, the two in the picture and Jared Bowen, who we've said everybody else is pretty average compared to the rest of them, really, when you look at it.
It's interesting, though. There's definitely a profile. It's definitely a profile on the right-hand side. Have you noticed? Because you don't get that many righties on the left that cut in and shoot. Whereas on the right-hand side, well, Saka don't shoot much. But Palmer, Salah, and Bowen all want to do the same thing.
Yeah, certainly do.
And they all do it.
I'm trying to think who else has really been about.
You know what? I'll say it as a Tottenham fan, but I love Kulu on the right. I just think he's so consistent. Again, he's been injured a lot. But for us, there's no balance without the geezer plan. And he's more of a make it to the touchline, not cutting inside.
Yeah,
I like,
do you know what?
He can go both ways. And I think if I was picking a team, I'd have someone more like that can go both ways rather than Salah, which is a luxury striker. Because he ain't going to help your fullback out, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, he's got the fullback that he's been most successful with behind him. So
yeah, no, but this is what I'm saying. Again, they work so well going forward, they didn't have to defend. If I was picking a team, I probably wouldn't pick him because of work rate. But on this, I don't think there's any argument with the numbers the geezer puts up.
Chucking out another name. He's not playing in the country anymore. Elise is outrageous.
Yeah, but I think he was on the cusp still at Palace. Yeah. Like Elise now is a joke, but when he left Palace, everybody looked and thought, he's next up.
Yeah,
he's going to be exceptional very soon, and he wasn't quite exceptional at Palace.
Yeah.
You know what? I have to mention it. Ellis said that to me. He actually went, "What about Elise?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he actually said, he was pointing at I know it's a 14-year-old, 13-year-olds, but from his point of view, that's one of the players that he's watched and just thought he was top class. So
he's obviously had some good football people around him, shoot, because he's certainly not getting that from you. What the hell's going on there?
I was going to say, why don't we get Ellis on here and just drop Shirley?
You know what? It's his handwriting. So this is a headset to him. I'm not actually talking to you guys.
Yeah. Until then, you had Brendan Johnson out on the right dig.
Who else who have City had on the right hand side over the last few seasons? It's got to be a mix of like Bernardo Silva, Savinho,
Grealish
Mahrez
with
would have been
dabbled.
gone.
Mahrez, a bit too late.
Bit too late for Mahrez. Grealish was more left, would he?
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually genuinely can't think of who would have played out there because they won it 3 years on the trot. So surely one of their guys must be worth an honourable mention. But I can't think of who the hell it would be.
It was always sort of a facilitating role, weren't it? Like there for balance.
I was going to say it's just to even it out. It wasn't a necessity as such, was it?
Bolton had one good year coming in off the right, didn't he? Did he? Or am I imagining?
Yeah,
that?
he did. He did. The
No,
year
he did.
we got player of the season was more coming in off the right. Similar to Palmer's season at Chelsea.
I think that's the thing. Anyone you name, Foden, Palmer, we're talking one season. I think no one's got numbers near Salah.
No,
right.
Not even close. Salah's done it every season that we've been in this decade. So
yeah.
Can't really look past that, to be fair. That got more discussion than I actually thought it was going to get, to be fair. I thought it was just going to be, no, Salah, let's move on.
Well, to be fair, it was. We was just giving, like, what more can you really add on him? We was just talking about other candidates. I'm really struggling to think of anyone outside of who we've said. Like, who else have been a half-decent club? Villa. No one's screaming there. Man United ain't.
Mbuemo's the only other one who's had a bit of a standout season. But again, it's only one season. Well,
I was going to say... Yeah, it's one really. I think that's the thing. Anyone you mention has had one and a half decent seasons. No one's near consistent enough.
No, not even close.
So,
okay, let's move over to the other side. This pitch is a bit of a mixed bag.
Bowen second place.
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be one of the hardest ones to pitch because it's a much of a muchness over there, isn't it? For me. There's so many players that are in and around the similar kind of level that never really took full control of this position.
I really struggled with the left-hand side. That's why I put De Bruyne there initially, just because no one screamed, I've got it nailed. But there's one face there that I hadn't thought about.
The one on the right?
Yeah. I think that's a great shout. I thought that was a mad move of Liverpool to let him go.
Yeah, 100%. 100% it was. Crazy. He's the standout in this picture for the left-hand side for me.
Yeah.
I think Sterling, if we were talking 2010s, maybe you've got a conversation going on because he was exceptional for a time at City. There's no really getting around that, regardless of what he is now. Saka's more left. Doku does it in fits and starts. Bowen's more left, more right even. Same as Saka. So... Luis Diaz is a standout in the picture. Who else can you really talk about? Anthony Gordon had one really good season at Newcastle, not much since.
Boys, you're offending me. It has to be Son.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be Son. You take even last year, he didn't have the greatest season. But before that, he carried Tottenham with Kane. Once Kane left, if you're talking consistency, he was putting up the same numbers or close to what Salah was putting up. I don't. For me, I'm sorry, I can't. No. The fact that you actually put Sterling in the picture
I didn't create the picture. I just found it.
Don't blame Cornwall on their internet. You put it up there.
I didn't create the picture.
But no, for me, it's Son. Elliot's actually just texted me and went, Eze's a good shout, and I think it is. But if you're talking consistency like we did the other side, then no one's hit the consistency the same as Son.
Do you know what? Before I'd had Sterling, I would have had Grealish in there as well.
Yeah, true. Good shout.
Definitely.
You sure you don't want Matoma over Son? Yeah, Chewy. Carry Matoma now?
Actually,
no.
I'd have Matoma over a couple of them in this picture, actually.
There's a few. If we were looking at people to have over people in this picture, you'd definitely be going Rashford over Sterling for the 2020s.
Yeah.
As much as some people probably hate to say that.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, do like Diaz, but yeah, I didn't really think of Son. I must admit.
Yeah, it's kind of got to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of got to be. As much as it would be good to keep winding up Sherry, but it's kind of got.
Yeah, but if Son, like everyone likes him, if it was someone else, I know, like, trust me, these other decades I'm going to row with all of you. But this, I don't think there's any chance.
About what? What could you possibly want to row about?
We'll see. I could make one about this team easy. No, I've gone against my better judgment and picked Arsenal players and even West Ham. You know, you've got to let me have this one.
Okay, so final position is going to be clear cut, but like, let's just talk about the other strikers before we actually put in the player who we know is actually going to go in. Like, I think everybody knows who's going to start off front for this team.
Yeah,
it's bonkers to think otherwise. But like, who else is involved in the conversation? Like Isak's time at Newcastle, there was conversation starting to rumble, but he was never he was never on the par with or close to taking over Haaland at any point, to be fair. But outside of that, who else has really stood out over the last 5 years?
Kane's been gone a couple of years, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So do you know what? Watkins has got a consistent amount of goals over the past 5 years.
Yeah, I'd have Kane personally. You know, you're talking 2 versus 3 seasons in that sense. Yeah.
Wow.
100% over Haaland. He's just an all-round better footballer.
Oh, I think I've frozen again. Yeah, you saying Kane over Haaland messed up my internet. I'm not going to lie.
I did wonder what the silence was. No, Kane over Haaland any day of the week. Even that, if I had a choice at Tottenham, I'd have Kane over Haaland. I just don't think there's any doubt. I think he's a great goal scorer, but as a footballer, there isn't a better player than Kane in the world. I'm sorry. And I know I'm waiting for both of you to have a go at me. But
I hear that a lot. And I accept it in any other position on the pitch. But when you pull on the number 9 shirt, what more do you want than the best goal scorer on the planet?
Yeah, but he was. He was the best goal scorer, and he went over to Germany and done the same thing. Like, there was no one who could touch him. No.
Haaland's been the best goal scorer on the planet the whole of this decade.
I can't.
Have you not seen his stats throughout his career across club and country? Like, it's a job. And he plays for Norway.
Yeah, but no, with City, like I said, they're getting chances. Like with Kane at Tottenham, he
plays for Norway, and he still scores a similar amount of goals for Norway.
Yeah, no, don't count. It don't count. I
get what you're saying, but everybody. I can't. Whenever I have this discussion, people say the same thing. It's City. He's in a great team. But Dortmund weren't amazing. Leipzig weren't the best team in the world. And Norway. And he puts up similar numbers across the board. Like, numbers at all teams he's been at, he's ever played for. Since he left Sweden, he's put up freakish numbers. It's just mental.
Mate, I can't knock Haaland. I just, compared to Kane, if I had to pick a player, it'd be Kane. I just think he's a better footballer. The goal scoring isn't much different. There's still silly numbers. But if you're talking about bringing other players into the game, Haaland don't do that. If you're talking about a player that's going to score goals and bring other players into the game, you'd have Kane. He's so consistent, and he's shown it moving over to the Bundesliga. I'm not just talking straight goals. They both get goals, and you'd never turn your nose up at Haaland. But I think if you was going to have one play, here you go, Stocks, you're a striker. Who would you want to be? One that scores and sets up, or just scores? Who would you have in your team?
Well, this is a good juncture for me to come in, because these were both players were the standout candidates, and I was deciding which one, and unfortunately, the clues in the name of this team is the 20s. Kane's been gone 2.5 years. That's the only thing that holds it back, really. Like if it was like a World 11 or whatever, he may have it, but Haaland's just played more in the Prem.
By half a season, that's outrageous. Really? Kane's been gone, what? If it's his third season, he's been gone, isn't it? So that means he's had 2 years. Kane had 2 years and then he's been gone.
Seasons. Yeah, but this isn't Haaland's third season, but it's his fourth, isn't it?
I thought it was his fifth. Yeah, I thought it was his fifth.
Oh, maybe.
That's
I'm not knocking Haaland. I can't. No, this is where I will be, and I will be one of those Spurs fans. I will not give in, and I'll still scream Kane from the rooftops.
Yeah, but so Haaland came in the 22-23 season, so he missed 2 seasons.
Yeah,
and Kane has missed 2.5 now.
See, there's not that much difference in it then, like playing wise, time wise, is there? Not as much as I thought there was.
Yeah,
there's not.
Because like I said, when I look at it, you look at Kane's stats, like the same, a bit like Salah's.
Okay.
He was finishing top goal scorer.
Wait. Let me just put to bed. I'm looking at the stats now. Let me just put to bed what you said, Shuey. Yeah.
Go on.
Because Kane played 320 games in the Premier.
Yeah.
213 goals, 49 assists. Haaland has played 121 games, so that's nearly 200 less.
Yeah.
He scored 105 goals and got 22 assists. So if he keeps up at the same rate in nearly 100 games less, he's going to be on similar goals, similar assists.
Yeah, similar.
And
if he can do it.
This is a conversation.
Yeah, well, he didn't do it for Tottenham, did he? Kane didn't have De Bruyne out. Like, I get it, and I do. But like you said, you're saying if he gets to that, he's got to get to where Kane was then.
But why wouldn't he?
Who's to say he will? Who's to say he won't? A lot of ifs and buts. That's all I'm saying. I had to be awkward at some point. It was going to happen. It's just going to be now. I know we ain't going to agree on this, Mitch, and luckily on my screen the live bit's over your face, so I can't see your expression right now.
I'm just confused. I'm seriously confused how this is a. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it.
If it's any small consolation, Sherry, you really made me think about it. But I'm going to go with my original.
Not enough. No, genuinely, it's weird because I haven't got a problem with it, and you can't knock Haaland's stats. I just always, and I know it's a very Spursy thing everyone say, but I just feel like Kane's really underrated when it comes to the Prem. And it was Tottenham. Now he's left. Everyone's like, look at the numbers he puts up. Like I said, when he finished top goal scorer, they made a big deal out of Salah being top goal scorer and assists. Kane done that. He finished with top goal scorers and top assists in one season. This is what I mean. Just as a striker, all-round play, he is someone I would have in over Haaland. I know you said the numbers are similar, Mitch, and I do get it. When I see him, I think of a goal scorer. With Haaland, with Kane, I just see an all-round footballer. And that's all it is for me. And there is a bit of bias because he was Spurs. I can hold my hands up. But no, I think we've made our minds up. Well, as a collective.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Mikel Antonio, isn't it?
Curly big toe.
Curly big toe.
Joe, so are you going Haaland as well, Kate? Stocky?
Yeah. What's interesting though is I thought Kane has a better shot for the 10s, but then I know I'm automatically going to be like, Aguero was really good.
Yeah, he will. I reckon he will have an extremely good shout for the 10s, to be fair.
Oh, be prepared for this same argument next week. It's no problem. No, it is, and I think that's the problem.
Because it won't be comparing him to Haaland.
No, and I think that's the problem, though. He sits in between both eras. It's kind of his era is kind of the end of that and the beginning of this one. Yeah. You know, it'd be an interesting argument to have in 5 years' time to see where Haaland goes with it, and then, do you see what I mean? And then you can compare them. But no, I get it. Haaland's more than fair share. I can't argue with that at all, boys.
Okay, so just to make it clear.
Yes. I held it in so long.
It's all right. All right. Old Harry can cut the oranges.
This is what we've ended up with the team of the 20s. Is that actually up on the screen? Because I'm still not sure how crazy mine and it's moving right now. You're good. Cool. Because you two didn't react, and I was like, oh no, maybe it hasn't changed yet. So Alisson, Robertson, Gabriel, Van Dijk, Trent, Rodri, Rice, KDB, Son, Haaland, Salah.
Tell you what, good from corners this side, don't they? Lots of delivery and lots of big boys.
Yeah, lots of height.
And the goal scoring keeper.
Yeah.
Full of shit hazardry.
Rice is getting nowhere near corners on this. He's just going to be your too tall get in the box.
Yeah. As I said the other night, get shorter when he jumps.
Yeah, 100%. Right.
Well, he has the Hargreaves. Neck goes in.
That was also said.
Shoulders go up, heads go down. Yeah. Gotcha.
Right. Normally we'd roll into following up on the Prem. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about your game yesterday quickly, Shoes. So obviously you was there.
Yeah.
Could have done.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it was probably one of the worst first half performances I've seen for a long while. And then all of a sudden you picked out a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, gutted. Genuinely gutted to get a result. I know it sounds weird. And Spurs fans, who would want their team to lose? Don't want my team to lose. But a draw helped nobody. It didn't help City. It didn't help us. It just helped Arsenal. I was glad they put up a bit of a fight. The first half was bad. I took Ellis with me and his mate. He was sitting up there. My uncle, I sat next to him. He got to half time and he went, "See you soon, mate." And he walked out. Didn't see him again. He was done. And even the boys, I mean, they're 13, 14-year-old, and they was just like, what on earth is this? You know, they couldn't work out how they're meant to be playing. My season ticket's quite high, so you're looking down in it, so you can get good range of the pitch. And there was just, I can't work it out. I can't work out what they was trying to do or how they was trying to play. Or I feel like it most weeks. It's so weird. It's just such a weird feeling being over there at the minute.
Like Frank gets a brunt for this. I'm looking at the players more than him, because there's no way any manager sets any side up to be that listless. Like it's like they're going into business for themselves. Like in the
we've seen that before. Yeah,
you don't even recognise them in the Champions League. What's that? Because they're in the shop window.
You know what? I genuinely feel. I don't mean to pile it on Frank, but it feels like Frank just wants to start the game out with let's not concede. And then when that goes wrong, it's like our balls. Because we all had it when you was younger. You don't concede, you don't lose. But the problem is we do concede. And then it's that panic. It's that simple. So the second half is, all right, the plan goes out the window. Let's go and play football. And the pressure is off because you're already 2-0 down. And you're 2-0 down against City. No one expected anything from it. So you went out and played a bit of football. And this seems to happen. Villa, god-awful first half. Second half, come out, couldn't be worse. Few players up, Paulinho, best player we've had all season, by far. Bit between his teeth. Starts dragging the game forward. Nearly get something out of it. but they play with more freedom because it's like the game's already gone. So what's it matter?
Game's gone.
It's such a weird scenario to be in. If they started games like that, we'd be all right. We wouldn't be amazing, but we wouldn't be struggling. But I just don't see. I don't know if it's trust between the players and the manager or whatever it is, that something isn't working. It really isn't. You know, and they're saying there's that disconnect with the fans. I know it's upset a lot of fans, but when they were getting a lot of stick, I don't know if you know this, but the Spurs players, when they was getting loads of abuse, they started meeting up on the pitch and walking off together. You're like, really?
Yeah.
Like, you can't accept this abuse when you're getting battered by someone you shouldn't be. You know, so they started walking off together. Like, who's that proving a point to? You're sticking up for yourselves, and they've stopped that now, kind of. You know, because there's such a disconnect between the fans, the players, the manager, the owners, everything. It's just a real mess.
I wouldn't say that's solely a Tottenham problem, that, mate.
No, I know you're having the same thing as well.
I think it's there's very few places where that's not a problem.
Yeah,
very few.
Yeah, it's just weird though, because it's just at the forefront of everything now. Yeah. It's just like it takes over everything. Like I said, it was always Levy, and now it isn't. Now it's whoever. There's always someone to blame, but at the end of the day, it's shit.
What's the litmus test for all of this? What's the away support saying? I know you're like you're home games, but supporters, what are they saying?
Like I said, the away weren't great. You know, we've been our away record weren't bad, and when we was losing, again, the away fans turned on it. I can't remember what game it was. A couple of games, he was getting booed off. Like that, he happens at home games, but the away fans turned. I know it's turned a little bit of a corner. The Champions League's helped. The City games helped. There's been flashes of what the team can do, but yeah, I genuinely think the only reason he's keeping a job is because they've fired so many so quickly that if they do it, they're going to be compared to Levy and the old structure, so they're going to hang on. And it's the one time I wish they wouldn't. Like, just pull the trigger. Just so, you know, I don't know. And I think that's the problem. Who'd you get in? Who comes in there? Well, who wants to come in is the main question.
Just to ask a further question, is it the way he sets teams up, or is it the personnel that he picks?
I'm a little bit with the personnel, personally, because he like dropped Paulinho. Paulinho has been our best player. Dropped him and he was playing Bentancur over him. I like Bentancur, but he's no Paulinho. Same as we was playing Sarr. Sarr was one of our best players. He rested him for a game and then didn't put him back in. And again, Sarr come on yesterday. He seemed to make the difference. I know there was a few false changes, but it forced us to play. And I just feel like he goes for the safe bet a lot of the time, like Bentancur. I like him, but he was a safe bet. You kind of know what you get from him. He ain't going to go too far forward. He ain't going to pick up loads of yellows. It just seems very safe all the time.
This is what he did at Brentford. He just had better forwards.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's what I'm saying. That you got players that we've Tottenham sold their top goal scorer last 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want about Johnson, the geezer could finish.
Yeah.
You know, first time finish. You didn't want the ball at his feet because he was god awful for a winger. But if he was an awful footballer, but he could finish. If it was first touch, you'd want him on the end of it. And we've sold our striker 3 years in a row now. We've just said Son's the best left-sided player of this side of the year. Mitch is done with it. But but you've got Son there, and then they didn't replace him.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of sums it all up. They've sold Johnson, you haven't replaced him. You sold Kane, you haven't replaced him. Not properly. Not with the big money buys. Like Solanke's a nice player. I do like him. But yeah, injuries aside, every team has injuries. We got ridiculous injuries, but something's not working. Something just doesn't gel. There's one piece in there that's wrong, and the only thing you can put it down to is the manager, personally. Because he's the one that sets it out. He's the one who has to get that theory into their heads.
How many managers do you need to go through before you realise it's not the manager, though?
Clearly one more. Don't get me wrong, it's the attitude of the players and that as well. But it's just, like I said, he sets up so safe, but he hasn't got those impact players like he had at Brentford.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, it's square pegs and round holes. So you either get the players in he wants or you change the manager. Clearly, looking at Sky Sports over my shoulder, we didn't get the players he wants. So then you obviously don't buy into it. So then you're looking at a new manager.
Okay.
You can't have your cake and eat it. I'm sorry. Just, yeah. I don't want to hate the club. I just can't stand them.
Fair enough. I think that's a good note to end on, to be fair. And if anybody wants more Tottenham analysis, head over to Spurs Kings TV, where Ash Matic's analysis follows straight on from this. Little bit of news before we actually shut down. Strand Larsen to Palace and Mateta's move to Milan falls through. Looks like one of them might be playing centre back now that Mark Gahey's left. So that should be an interesting thing for Palace and Glasner to sort out over the next few months. But
Mateta's a big boy. He'll be all right.
Yeah. But for those who have joined, as always, thank you. Do the usual stuff: like, share, subscribe. We will try and get in a pre-game this weekend. It's just I didn't get home in time to do the Liverpool-Newcastle one. I'm glad I didn't, because I would have been horribly wrong. And also, the new rival show, Badge versus Badge, Saturday evenings, 10 p.m. Be there. It gets a bit heated. So hopefully more people join this week and it will become even more heated than it was last week. So, yeah, a couple new shows for us. So have a good week, people.
See you later.